For decades, the name Poland conjured up images of post-communist struggle, coal-stained factories, and a country playing catch-up with the economic giants of Europe. But in the 21st century, Polska is Europe's fastest-growing economy, a booming tech sector, and a new generation of entrepreneurs rewriting the rules of business. And nowhere is this more evident than in the meteoric rise of Rafał Brzoska, a man who took on the old systems, challenged monopolies, and emerged as one of Europe's most formidable business leaders. You see, this Polish billionaire, not a phrase you thought you'd start hearing, isn't just disrupting industries. He is reshaping how Europe thinks about logistics, technology, and what it means to be a global entrepreneur. Furthermore, he is not the product of old money or political favoritism. His success is born out of relentless innovation, strategic risk-taking, and an uncanny ability to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Thus, in today's episode of Old Money Luxury, we uncover how a determined entrepreneur from Upper Silesia rose to take on Europe and win, as we describe the Polish billionaire who will own Europe. If you have not yet heard the name Rafał Brzoska, do not worry, you will soon. The Polish billionaire has built a logistics empire so vast and ambitious that it is reshaping the way Europe moves goods, making him one of the continent's most powerful and intriguing business figures. Forget the old-school oligarchs and the stale dynasties of the West. Brzoska is not some inheritance kid playing with family wealth. He is self-made, sharp, and relentless, a man who turned a struggling postal service startup into the behemoth that is InPost, a company now valued at over $10 billion and growing. From e-commerce to automated parcel lockers, Brzoska has transformed the logistics landscape of Europe, challenging industry giants with efficiency and innovation. Some call him the Jeff Bezos of Poland, though at the rate he is expanding, he may soon earn that title for all of Europe. His secret weapon? Speed. While others cling to outdated models, InPost's state-of-the-art lockers and streamlined operations have revolutionized last-mile delivery, catering to a generation of consumers who demand convenience at the tap of a screen. Brzoska's rise to dominance has not come without its challenges. Regulatory red tape, aggressive competition, and financial skepticism have all threatened to slow him down. But much like the man himself, InPost does not slow down. It expands. Acquiring Mondial Relay, pushing into Western Europe, and outmaneuvering legacy corporations, Brzoska's empire-building strategy is as aggressive as it is calculated. Yet, this is not just about business. Brzoska has a vision of Poland as an economic powerhouse, a country no longer overshadowed by Germany and France, but leading the charge in innovation and efficiency. He is not simply making millions, he is making a statement. And while others scramble to keep up, he is already thinking 10 moves ahead. The road to becoming Europe's logistics king was not paved with luck. It was built through ambition, risk-taking, and an unshakable belief that Poland could play in the major leagues. Before he was commanding boardrooms, Brzoska was just another young entrepreneur trying to find his way in the chaos of post-communist Poland. The question is, how did he get here? Rafał Brzoska was not born into wealth, nor did he inherit a business empire waiting to be expanded. He was born in 1977 in Upper Silesia, a region known for its industrial strength and working-class resilience. His hometown of Racibórz, once a key hub of coal mining and manufacturing, had long been shaped by hard labor and economic survival. Life in Upper Silesia was not for the faint-hearted. The region had been passed between empires, Prussian, German, Polish, before finally settling as part of modern Poland. Even in the late 20th century, it retained a pragmatic, no-nonsense culture where work ethic mattered more than grand ambitions. Brzoska grew up in a modest household, surrounded by the remnants of a crumbling communist economy. His parents, like many in the region, worked in local industries that were either state-owned or rapidly declining in the face of economic reforms. He attended local schools where resources were scarce, but discipline was high. From a young age, he showed an independent streak, pushing against authority and always looking for ways to do things differently. Unlike many of his peers who aspired to stable factory jobs, Brzoska wanted more. When communism fell in 1989, he witnessed firsthand the chaos of Poland's transition to capitalism. Factories shuttered, unemployment soared, and yet the streets buzzed with newfound opportunities. It was a time of extreme uncertainty, but for those with the nerve to take risks, it was also a time to build something new. As a teenager, Brzoska did not dream of corporate empires. He just wanted financial independence. While still in school, he took his first steps into business, selling stationery and books to classmates. It was a small operation, but it introduced him to the idea that success did not come from waiting for opportunities. It came from creating them. When he enrolled at the University of Economics in Krakow, he did so with the mindset of an entrepreneur rather than just another student. He continued his small business ventures, funding his studies with profits from buying and selling supplies. But it was during these years that he saw an even bigger gap in the market, one that would change his life forever. Postal delivery in Poland was still largely controlled by slow, inefficient state-run services. Brzoska saw an opportunity to disrupt an industry that others had simply accepted as broken. His next move would lay the foundation for an empire, but first, he had to convince people that an alternative was possible, and that was going to take more than just ambition. By the early 2000s, Poland's postal system was a relic of the past. Decades of communist-era inefficiencies had left it slow, unreliable, and painfully bureaucratic. Sending a package could take weeks, with little to no tracking available. Lost mail was an accepted frustration, and complaints to customer service were often met with indifference or outright hostility. The postal offices themselves were grim, outdated, and notorious for long lines that tested the patience of even the most resilient customers. Couriers, underpaid and overworked, often handled deliveries haphazardly, throwing parcels over fences or leaving them in the rain. For businesses, this was more than an inconvenience. It was a major barrier to growth in a rapidly digitizing world. Brzoska saw an opening. Where others saw frustration, he saw opportunity, a chance to build something faster, more efficient, and tailored to a Poland embracing capitalism. In 2003, he founded Integer.pl, a small private courier company designed to challenge the state-run monopoly. It was a bold move. Poland's postal industry was tightly controlled, and private players faced resistance at every turn. Yet, Brzoska was undeterred. He built his business around speed and customer satisfaction, cutting delivery times and offering better service than the state-run alternative. At first, Integer.pl was small. Brzoska worked relentlessly, handling logistics, hiring couriers, and personally negotiating deals with businesses who needed an alternative to the sluggish Polish post. Word spread. E-commerce was on the rise, and online sellers needed a delivery system that could keep up with demand. Brzoska's company began attracting clients looking for a modern solution to their shipping woes. But breaking into a government-dominated industry was no easy feat. Integer.pl faced regulatory hurdles, competitors who did not want disruption, and a skeptical public accustomed to unreliable mail. Brzoska fought back with relentless innovation. His first major breakthrough came with automated parcel lockers, an entirely new concept in Poland at the time. The idea was simple. Instead of waiting for a courier or dealing with long lines at the post office, customers could pick up their parcels from secure lockers at their convenience. It was a game changer. While traditional courier services were still bogged down in inefficiencies, Brzoska's locker system gave customers control over their deliveries. Retailers loved it. Consumers embraced it. And just like that, Brzoska was no longer just another entrepreneur. He was a disruptor, poised to reshape Poland's entire logistics landscape. His early success set the stage for even bigger moves. With a growing reputation and a business model that was proving its worth, Brzoska was ready to expand. But taking his vision beyond Poland would require a level of ambition and strategy unlike anything he had attempted before. The question was, could he scale his revolution fast enough to stay ahead of the competition? By the mid-2000s, Rafał Brzoska had already disrupted Poland's postal industry, but he was far from done. His next move would not only cement his legacy in logistics, but also position his company, InPost, as a dominant force in European e-commerce delivery. In 2006, Brzoska founded InPost, a private postal and logistics company designed to challenge the state-run postal monopoly with innovative solutions. From the start, InPost had to navigate strict regulations that favored government-controlled services. To work around them, Brzoska introduced an unconventional strategy. InPost attached small metal pieces to envelopes to meet the minimum weight requirements for private carriers to handle letters under 50 grams. This loophole allowed InPost to enter the letter delivery market legally, offering a faster and more efficient alternative to the sluggish state-run system. It was a small but critical victory in Brzoska's fight to modernize Poland's logistics. But his real breakthrough came in 2009, when he introduced a radical new concept, paczomate, or automated parcel lockers. At the time, the logistics industry still relied on traditional courier services, which were plagued by missed deliveries, long wait times, and inefficient handling. Brzoska saw an opportunity to give consumers control over their deliveries. Instead of waiting at home for a package or dealing with unreliable couriers, customers could pick up their parcels at secure lockers at any time, day or night. It was an instant success. Consumers loved the convenience, and e-commerce businesses quickly saw the value in a system that reduced failed deliveries and increased customer satisfaction. With paczomate, Brzoska had revolutionized last-mile logistics. By July 2023, InPost had grown into Poland's leading private postal company, but Brzoska's ambitions stretched far beyond his home country. He set his sights on Europe. That month, InPost made its biggest international move by acquiring French logistics giant Mondial Relay for €513 million. It was the largest private foreign investment by a Polish company, marking Brzoska's arrival on the European stage. With this acquisition, InPost expanded into 9 countries, including Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom. His business was no longer just an ambitious Polish startup. It was now Europe's leading e-commerce delivery platform. Brzoska's success did not go unnoticed. In January 2021, InPost went public on the Euronext Amsterdam Stock Exchange, raising over $3 billion in its initial public offering. Investors flocked to the company, seeing its potential to dominate the rapidly growing e-commerce logistics market. In the last couple of years, InPost has been handling as many as 892 million parcels annually, an astonishing growth trajectory for a company that had started as a challenger to Poland's postal monopoly. But as his business empire had truly come to dominate the continent, he had 2 more life goals he had to complete: finding love and giving back to his community. With his business empire now firmly established, Rafał Brzoska turned his attention to the other pillars of his life: philanthropy, family, and cementing his legacy beyond logistics. Brzoska has long believed that true success is not just measured in profits, but in impact. His dedication to philanthropy has become a defining part of his career, especially through his humanitarian efforts and educational initiatives. Since the outbreak of the war in Ukraine, he has been actively involved in providing aid to those affected, supplying essential resources and financial support to refugees and those on the front lines. But his commitment to giving back goes even further. The Rafał Brzoska Foundation Scholarship Fund has opened doors for countless young talents, offering financial support for students to attend the world's leading universities. Brzoska sees this as an investment in the next generation, ensuring that Poland continues to produce world-class innovators and entrepreneurs. His philanthropic endeavors are matched by a personal life that reflects both ambition and deep commitment. In 2019, Brzoska married Omena Mensa, a well-known Polish journalist and television personality. Their relationship has been widely covered in the media, not just for their success as a power couple, but also for their shared passion for philanthropy. Mensa herself is deeply involved in charitable work, particularly through her Omena Foundation, which focuses on supporting education for disadvantaged children. Together, they have built a life centered around business, family, and social impact. Their son, Vincent, was born in 2017, and Brzoska also has 2 daughters from a previous relationship. Fatherhood has given him a fresh perspective on leadership and legacy, shifting some of his focus toward building a future that his children and generations to come can be proud of. His impact has not gone unnoticed. Brzoska has been the recipient of numerous awards, solidifying his place among Europe's most influential business figures. In 2021, he was named EY Entrepreneur of the Year, and in 2022, he was awarded the Knight's Cross of Polonia Restituta, one of Poland's highest honors. He was also recognized as Bloomberg Businessweek Polska's Top Manager of the Year in 2015. While the accolades are rewarding, Brzoska remains focused on the bigger picture. As he balances business, philanthropy, and family, one thing is clear: his story is far from over. Brzoska is not just a billionaire, he is a visionary shaping the future of logistics, technology, and social impact. His journey from an ambitious entrepreneur in post-communist Poland to a global business leader proves that innovation, resilience, and purpose can change the world. The question now is not what Brzoska will do next, but how far his influence will reach. And now, we'd love to see you in the comments. Are you from Poland? And if so, what is your opinion on Rafał Brzoska? Additionally, if you are from another place in Europe, were you familiar with his story? Let us know below, and thanks again for joining us for another episode of Old Money Luxury. Cheers, until the next episode.